Why the stigma with men and their daughters with male friends? I am not op. Original post by you, Top Drop Mom in our Parenting. Trigger warnings. Verbal abuse. Less than. / Why the stigma with men and their daughters with male friends. September 27, 2017. Okay, so some context. I'm new to Reddit, but my good friend told me to ask you guys on this site when we went out for coffee. I have a question. So one of my sons came home from his female friend's house while my other son was off on a date. Mind you, they are the same age. He just went because she was a nice friend and they always talk over texting or just in school or at the dances. I thought it was nice since he could get out of the house. Well, when this happened, I think his friend's family became a little more aware of him. Well, aware might not be the word. When I was a kid, my friend's parents were always those strange beings that just existed. Before I continue, all of these kids are in 7th grade. So, both of them went to this female friend's house for a birthday party. They spent the whole time in the basement. Except my son left the basement with his female friend, and they sat in living room close by the adults' drawing since it was too loud. Well, I received word that, at the party, the female friend's father's male friend was at the party, asking about this. If what I heard was correct, it was like this. Jen, your daughter is in the playroom with a boy. Who is he? Why isn't anyone else there? Quote, Tyler. He is just a friend from school. For the rest of the afternoon, this Tyler guy was watching my son really suspiciously. Then, all the kids wanted to play hide and seek. A bunch of preteens playing hide and seek was kinda funny to see in the present day. So, the female friend looked at my son, and as one of the kids counted, they ran upstairs to the female friend's room to hide. This is where things got weird. Jen, your daughter just went up to her room with the boy, and no one else is there. They are playing hide and seek. I am just trying to protect your daughter. She is only 12. He could hurt her. Do I need to go get the gun? Quote, Tyler. They are both 12. What is with this strange stigma? A lot of my friends' husbands say it depends on the parent. But this man was just the dad's friend. And the dad didn't even care. So, for insight of course. Should I be worried about this since they are growing up? Why do some men act this way? Thanks. The Tyler Incident Part 2. November 20th, 2017. Hello. To those of you that remember me, I'm the one that posted the story of the man, Tyler, and how he threatened to get the gun when he saw my son play with his female friend at a party. If you want to see that post, here is a link. https www.reddit.com/r/parenting/comments/729ln6/y the stigma with men and their daughters with TLDR. My son had a female friend. Some of the friend's family didn't trust him, as they were both in 7th grade, and when they ran up to her room to hide, a man named Tyler was suspicious of my son, and had been watching him the whole party. Soon enough, he was saying, "Do I need to get my gun?" to the friend's mother. Well, as you are aware, when my son went upstairs with his friend to hide when playing hide and seek, and he threatened to get a gun, I left it at that. But after a nice brunch with my son's friend's mother, I actually got more of the story. So, the two children ran upstairs. The door was wide open, but apparently, Tyler had gotten so freaked out that he ran upstairs to see what these two 12-year-olds were doing. Note, beforehand, he was going around and telling everyone he was going to go, make sure nothing was up. And he made a big scene. Unlike what he probably thought, which I myself do not want to think. The girl was sitting at her laptop playing Minecraft, and my son was counting the books on her shelf, and looking through her Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He burst in and almost pushed Ian aside. After he saw how much of an idiot he was, he left. From what I heard, my son had a panic attack and hid in his friend's closet for a few minutes, and she had to comfort him from the other side. Then, after he felt better, he was completely silent to everyone except his friend for the rest of the 4 long hours of the party. They were downstairs, all playing Twister, and the 8-year-old was playing and recording it. I saw the footage. The closest thing to 18+ behavior was my son and the friend ended up tangling their arms together when they reached for the same spot, and neither of them seemed to care, and just laughed it off. Well, when Tyler showed up again, and did the same thing, this time, as there were more kids around, he was trying to be like, "So, you guys having fun?" And he asked everyone's names. He never asked for my son's, and he just stared and left. My son was frozen still again, so his friend had to pull him aside again. My son has anxiety, so being yelled at by a stranger for something he doesn't understand completely ruined his day. He knew what the man was talking about. Somewhat. As he told me, he was very open with me about how weird that image now plastered to his brain is now, and how uncomfortable he and his friend are now because a grown man would accuse them of stuff like that. Most of his class is female, so he thinks of them like sisters to him, not, dare I say it, future loves. On one occasion, his private school tried separating boys and girls. Obviously, the rule was lifted a week in. My son is quite mature for his age, so he bonded with the girls because they weren't the ones swearing and picking their noses all the time and talking about sex. He enjoyed their company, as they would actually talk about music and books and such. It was so strange seeing my little boy at the time holding a conversation as the others made fake fart noises. So yeah, my son is scarred because some creep couldn't just calm down and look at the big picture. My son is friends with girls more than he is guys. It is actually a 7-to-1 ratio after he showed me his phone. So when someone goes and tells him it is wrong for him to be friends with them, he gets upset. Reminder: I am not the original poster. Over-sexualizing kids and labeling it as being protective is always weird. They're 12 inches and they're playing hide and seek. Kinda made me giggle cause they sound so exasperated. But I'd be uncomfortable having Tyler around my kids. Someone really needs to check on this man's kids and computers. The problem here is girls' parents who didn't tell him if he did one more thing like that he need to leave the house. He threatened to shoot someone's 12-year-old and they just shrugged their shoulders and let him stay. No. Also, to be honest, Tyler gives groomer, that's my 12-year-old girl, vibes here. And her parents really should be more alarmed. Oop needs to be more angry at Tyler for terrorizing her son. The moment that dude asked about getting a gun, he should have been instantly kicked out of the party. Why did none of the other adults stop him from terrorizing the poor kid? If I was the parent, I'd be freaking pissed at the girl's parents too. Why was this random man at a kid's party? Why weren't the parents telling him to calm the F down? I'd say that he needs to host this friends at Ops house moving forward. The parents are just as weird if they're letting their adult friend burst into a child's room. This man seems unhinged and dangerous. He's used physical force against your son, and has threatened to use a firearm against him. I would not let your son be in situations where he is present again. Tyler is a predator who knows what he'd want to do if he got that girl alone. He's projecting his own sick desires on the 12-year-old boy. Edit. Reading comprehension issues. The moment a man threatened to get a gun around my or any other child, I would have thrown him out. Why did the girl's mother not immediately ask him to leave? If I were Oop, my child would never go to their house again. I would also notify the school that a male adult made threats of fetching a weapon in front of minors to threaten them, maybe even the police. That is despicable behavior, and incredibly dangerous. Up. You should email the parents and tell them how Tyler was sexualizing any possible scenario, and that his irregular behavior disturbed you and your kid. Be sure to specify physical contact occurred, and his unhinged fixation needs to be taken more seriously, as he could accidentally hurt someone. Tyler is a creep sexualizing the daughter, friend, and treating OOP's son like competition, male or female. If anyone fixated on my son and his friends like that, they wouldn't be allowed around my family anymore. The man knows what he would do if left unsupervised with a young girl and assumes all boys would do the same. Tyler is 100% correct about Tyler. The fact that Tyler is thinking of someone's daughter sexually is the creepy thing. Those parents need to be keeping their daughter away from him. Oop should call the cops. They take folks threatening to pull their guns out fairly seriously. Makes me wonder what the dad was doing when he was 12. My kid wouldn't be going back to that home ever. Why is so concerned about someone else's minor daughter? In her own house with her parents present? What is he trying to prove? Why is he treating her like his possession to publicly announce he wants to draw a gun on a 12-year-old minor? I'm getting Taylor is protecting her from suspected predators because he is planning on grooming her himself vibes. Something tells me Tyler is very familiar with Megan's Law and not by choice. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.